Hello everybody and welcome back to RainBro Crafts. My name is Colton and today I will be making for you a bonfire scented soap that is part of our Path collection, which uses some of our soap shavings and mixing them into a new batch of soap. And we did try out a new soap additive as well, which is turmeric. So it adds a really pretty orangey natural tone to the soap. So stay tuned if you want to see us make this Bonfire Path soap. Alrighty, let's get this Bonfire Path soap making started. So, just like always, we are adding our lye water, sodium lactate blend to our plant-based oil signature blend, and as always, that's in the description box below. One thing that is different though is that you may have noticed the oils were a little oranger than normal, and that is because we added turmeric to our oil blend before we added the lye water. And you saw that pause there for a quick second, and that is because I audibly gasped when the color changed to this like beautiful pumpkin-y orange color. Now, I did know that this color wouldn't stick around for too long, but anytime the soap base turns a color that you necessarily weren't expecting, I kind of get a little surprised. Sometimes when you add fragrance oils to the soap batter, they turn colors, so like yellow is the most common one, and usually that color shift fades back to like the uncolored like soap base color. In this instance, it does stay a nice kind of like chestnut brown color to that soap base. We added our colloidal oatmeal slurry, and then we also added Bonfire fragrance oil from Bramble Berry, which is a tried and true for us. It has some whiskey, some cinnamon, bonfire scent. It is a great kind of tiptoeing into autumn fragrance oil. That is one that we bring back really often in Halloween, usually in August or September as well. So when we were trying to come up with the August soap collection, we kind of zeroed in on Bonfire as one of those. But this is a new design for us normally, and I'll put a clip or a card up in the corner for the video from last year. We normally do a more like fire inspired color design. This year we decided to do something a little bit different, and so we made it a Path soap, which just means that we add in our soap beveling shavings, which are in that red container there on the right hand corner of the screen there, into our soap base. And that is just one way that we make our footprint a little lower and we make the world a little bit greener, because that is, like you may know, one of our missions is to make the world a little bit gayer, greener, and cleaner. We are blitzing this up until the soap batter comes to a light trace. I don't know why this was taking so long. I want to say I made this when it was like 100 degrees outside, and I did have to have the air conditioner off while I was doing this, and I want to say the heat was like delaying the chemical reaction that turns the liquids into soap solids, or something weird was happening, and I was hot on top of it. So thankfully the end result was beautiful, but it just took a lot longer than normal. The kind of trick when you are doing a confetti or terrazzo or Path soap is that you need to kind of have the soap batter be the perfect consistency, because if it is too liquidy, all of the shreds will just go to the bottom of the batter, and you may want that. At least in this design, I did not want that. I wanted the shreds to be evenly distributed throughout the whole entire bar of soap. We will pour in, I think this was about 20 ounces of soap shreds into our soap base there, and then you'll see that I have two slabs. So I am doing a layered Path soap, which was a first for me. This one is, like I said, our Bonfire Path soap, and I wanted to do a kind of orangey bottom layer with the idea that it would turn a lighter brown color. It wouldn't stay quite so orange. And this is, like I said, the first of the like layered Path soaps that I did. You may have noticed when you watched the Palo Santo Path soap making video, and I'll put a card up in the corner here, that also was a layered soap, but I made this one before I made that Palo Santo soap. Just the release order was a little mixed up or messed up, whatever you want to say. But we'll just divide this soap base into the 2 slabs evenly as possible. You could weigh this. I wasn't terribly concerned. These soap bars will be the full about 4.5 ounce size once I cut them. The thing with our path soaps is they are a little heavier because we don't discount our soap batter to account for our soap shreds. So you're getting a little bit extra bang for your buck there. And then off screen, because we just watched it, I made another batch of soap, but this time I just used orange mica from Bramble Berry, of course, to the batter to make it this orangey color. Added in the shreds again, and then I was considering making a textured design, but I decided against it. So we are just going to break the fall of our soap with our scraper there. I wanted, instead of doing the textured design like I had originally planned, I wanted a nice even layer of that turmeric colored soap base with the orange mica colored soap base on top. This is a little bit awkward. The container was really heavy, and so I kind of am having to do like one of the most unergonomic poses to get this poured, at least until it was about half empty, because it was a little bit challenging. And just like the first layer, we are just going to make sure that this is nice and evenly distributed amongst the 2 slabs here. Like earlier, you could weigh this if you wanted to. Since we make quite a lot of soap, I'm pretty familiar with what like a full slab of soap where it comes up to on our slab molds here. So if I'm wanting a half slab or what have you, I kind of have a general idea. We will just scrape out the remainder of this soap base, and the kind of soap batter was liquidy, so it pretty well like self-leveled, but we'll just make sure it is nice and even, and then step away for a minute to let it set up, and then I will get out some copper ultra sparkle mica, which if you've been around for a minute, you know this is one of our most favorite micas to top our soap with, and we'll just do a light dusting on the top of each of these soaps here. And you can see this floating all over in the air, which is kind of the downside of the ultra sparkle mica, is that you have mica all over, everywhere. No matter how careful you are, no matter how like little cross breeze or breeze you have, you just get it everywhere. And then off camera, I didn't put this in the video because it was already a little bit long. I was trying to do a spiral type design, but it didn't work because there's chunks in the soap, which I should have known, but I didn't. So I am using a bar spoon there to kind of do a crackly top design, which not at the time, just right now as I'm doing this voiceover, I realized this is a very similar pattern to what I did when I made the bonfire soap that I linked earlier in the video. To get kind of a flamey effect, I dusted it with some mica, and then I used a spoon to kind of swoop it into peaks and valleys and things like that. It is a little more textured in person than what it looks like on camera. Kind of a little flamey. It is a really pretty design for the top that's pretty simple to execute, so I definitely will have to try this again. I did just make a soap for our September lineup, which is like a vacation themed soap collection, and I did a beach themed soap that had a kind of similar design on top, but it's white base with a blue mica drizzle, so you'll have to stay tuned for that and see how that turned out. But this kind of inspired that general top design. And we'll just finish up here, spritz this with some rubbing alcohol, and then put the lids on this and tuck them away for 24 hours before it is time to unmold. And I did steam the tops of these just ever so slightly to make them even a little more shiny than they already were with that Ultra Sparkle mica. And there you can see that beautiful, crisp, clean, layered design there. If you haven't noticed, I am a little obsessed with doing these like strikingly clean lined soaps that we have tried to do in the past, but when you just make 2 batches of soap or break up your batch and do 1 section at a time, it just makes the layers so much easier, which, looking back on all the soap we've made in the past, I kind of like kick myself and think, why didn't we think of this before? But now that we've learned this, it's something that I just keep on wanting to do over and over again. Once all of those slabs are broken down into loaves, it's time to break out Dorothy and slice this soap up, and we can see finally the like full bar from front on view, and that is exactly what I had in mind. I'm happy that the orange top layer faded just ever so slightly, and then the beautiful like tan chestnut brown bottom layer, which was colored with turmeric, just powdered turmeric. It is beautiful. It's a great combination, and it kind of mirrors the top design of the soap as well with that beautiful Ultra Sparkle copper mica. All right, and that is it. That is our Bonfire Path Soap, which will be for sale starting August 1st, online and in person. Snatch yours up while you can, because I have a feeling this one will sell out very, very quickly, because it always does when we bring back this bonfire scented soap. Check out our website, rainbowcrafts.com, or come see us in person. And there's a calendar of where we will be on our website, so you can find us. If you do want to get soaps or candles of the month from us and support the channel, check out our website to become a subscriber. We appreciate each and every one of these people on this list. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below your favorite summer vacation place, and also subscribe to see what we come up with next.